It's not been as smooth flowing a match, though, as perhaps a lot of people might have expected between the two of them, has it?
No, it's a World Championship, and I think there is a bit of tension out there, so hopefully John can win the next 2 or 3 frames and get back right into it again.
Well, John, you better settle down now and watch this next frame. Thanks a lot.
OK, Jane. Night, cheers.
John Higgins Sr., who gets very nervous watching his son, I know. 7-3. Here's frame 11. Back once again to John and Clive.
That's a great way to respond to disappointment.
Oh yes, you've got to take your hat off to this young man. A lot of people, after missing that blue in the last frame, would have come very dejectedly to the table. But what a shot he knocked in, and look how confident he played it. He played for the blue. Maybe that might just kick him into gear, missing that blue. Just went too far on the position on that red just above the black and couldn't avoid the kiss on the other one. He was hoping maybe he could go up for the blue. This is a tough black now. Well, that's a terrific shot.
14.
It's courageous, Clive, isn't he?
Yes, he's just shut the fear out of his mind.
$15.
And it often seems to be the case that when a player falls behind, he starts losing his inhibitions and going for his shots. He's got to be positive.
22.
If he's to get back into contention.
$23.
Once again, though, not ideal on the black. Bit of work to do with the cue ball for position. Well, he decided to float it in, play for that one loose red, and he couldn't have played
30.
it better. This is the last of the easy reds, so needs a good angle on the colour. Decided to go up for the
31.
blue, but he's not far enough. There's one red just separated from the main bunch, which I suppose he could just screw the blue in and play for. Won't be as close to it as he would have liked. Trying to get closer to it now. Oh, it's played that well.
36.
Good shot.
I think he tried to flick a second red to hold for the black.
Yes, that's precisely what he tried to do, Clive, and he's misjudged it. So that's end of break. You would have thought, unless he decides to take this black on in the middle, he's looked to see there's a red at the bottom of the cluster, goes to the left centre, but
Yellow ball.
yes, quite right. Much too risky. He's built up a lead. 37 points. Try and create another chance.
John Higgins, 37.
This looks pretty good. Oh, he's just sneaked past the green. Well, he could just get to the edge of that red, and that was a super safety shot. He's putting a little bit of pressure on John Higgins now to reply. He's got to catch this just right. Well, I don't know, he missed the yellow, but he's made it a good safety now.
Well, I think O'Sullivan expected the cue ball to miss the black, but it struck it half ball, almost went in off.
Green. Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
O'Sullivan thought that he had a good chance of getting the cue ball tight in behind the yellow there.
Much too thin a contact. He wouldn't mind if that went in the middle. Doesn't seem to have left anything easy though for Ronnie. And I think he may have left this. I think he can go cushion first. If you can just get to the cushion, round about where the red is in the middle of the side cushion. If you can do that, you can pot this red over the corner. He's playing to swerve to get to the cushion. The main concern he's got now is not so much getting on a colour, but knock this red in that's over the pocket. Don't leave it there for your opponent. Part of the shot right. No colour, but he'll be relieved to have removed that red. Just swerving it to the cushion to make that angle, and once he hit halfway down, even with the check side, making a contact with the red was always going to knock it in. Now he's looking for a safety. Got to be a little bit careful with that red, just to the right of the blue. He doesn't leave Ronnie a chance of a long pot at that.
John Higgins 1.
That was a good shot. Also took the opportunity to put the black near a cushion. He's got a 37-point lead. Black out of commission suits John Higgins fine.
Didn't intend the contact on the second red, but has got away with it, and indeed developed it to a better position.
Well, it may have been that he looked as though he was going for the pot, but when you look at the fact that he missed it and got the perfect path back to balk, if he'd have played the pot and nearly got it, he'd have hit the bump of the middle pocket. So I don't think he was too committed on the pot there. Okay, but you've got to avoid the double kiss on that shot, and he's done that pretty well. He's got a good cue ball, just striving to get that one more chance, John Higgins, that could clinch this frame. But I was going to say every credit to Ronnie. He's competing, but he's left this red, he's underhit it. It's on for the left centre. Of course, the cue ball being tight under the baulk cushion doesn't make it any easier.
And because he was tight on the cushion, he could only rely on the natural angle.
Absolutely, Clive, but it was a good pot, and it looks as though the blue will pass the red. It's there. This is a frame-winning chance now. 43 points in front. Those three reds around the pink will be sufficient. You wouldn't expect any mistakes, but we know there's so much tension out there. You've probably heard a little thud there. 13. That was John Higgins banging the table. He's annoyed with that one. He hasn't stunned through far enough. He's out of position. He can still pot this red just below the cue ball, but he's going to have to use an extension, the rest. And, well, I think the only colours he can play for are either green or brown. That's how far he's gone wrong with this. It's there, though. Didn't want that kiss on the red. He's just about on the brown or the green. I would think green would be the preference. In the end, he was so far out of position that just pot the red and trust to luck for position. And he's on this green. Well, John
Higgins, 40.
He's missing balls that he never misses.
That's the third time tonight that he's overcut a shot like that. O'Sullivan still has it all to do to pull this frame out of the fire, but Higgins should never have given him a chance to do so. Took that opportunity to put the blue safe.
But because the cue ball finished in that position, it's easy for Ronnie O'Sullivan to lay the snooker. But even if Ronnie did get a chance, he's 51 points behind, possible 59 left on the table, and where the reds are situated, almost impossible to make a frame-winning clearance, and particularly, of course, with the black and blue eye as well. So you've got to think that John Higgins will win this frame, but he's not done it as easily as he should have done. He's not won it yet, but to me he's a big favourite to take it.
Higgins is such a good tactician that it really would be surprising if he couldn't defend a 51-point lead in these circumstances. Just checking if he attempts this red, that neither of the two on the board cushion would go. Well, it would have gone. But that is frame ball, in that it leaves O'Sullivan needing a snooker. An important one break.
John Higgins 1.
Yes, there you see it. John Higgins 52 ahead. Only 51 remaining for Ronnie. If he doesn't get on the pink, he may concede this frame.
1.
He's got to pot a colour, otherwise the task becomes impossible.
1. Tony O'Sullivan.
Can't pop one.
John Higgins.
O'Sullivan concedes. Higgins has won 2 of the first 3 frames of the evening to reduce his arrears to 7-4.
And John will be happy enough with the scoreline, but it's just awfully hard work, Steve, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a fascinating game. You know, I'm exhausted. I've watched 3 frames. It really is that tense snooker. It's exactly what you expect in the World Championship final. It's never always going to go smoothly. There's going to be problems. There's going to be crisis points. John Higgins has had a crisis point in this match so far. He's hanging on by a thread in that frame. He's won it. He'll be relieved. But when he missed that blue in the previous frame, his mind must have been reeling as he went back to the seat. Ronnie hasn't capitalised. It's one of those scrappier frames. It would have been nice for Ronnie if he could have done. So now John's just got the chance to get back in again. The door's open to try and reduce the deficit to 2 frames.
Yeah, I just find it fascinating to see 2 of the greatest break bowlers the game's ever known playing wonderful safety shots and having to play wonderful safety shots.
The safety's been absolutely marvellous. There's sometimes the run of the ball, you see lots of shots. All the top snooker players watching, any club players will notice how many shots players perhaps just get away with it, or half a ball roll can make the difference. But there's been a few missed shots in that match. You go, oh, that was a bad shot. It's not. It's just the rest of the shots are so good, you pick up on the average ones.